afraid to just walk into the jungle
Yeah.
of Signal Ultra. You're up just against what? A Selena? The Meteor Shower of Chang'e still needs a few items for it to be a big problem. You can actually eat that up quite early and you'll still be relatively fine as long as you have your teammates there
Yeah.
with you.
They got the Grok, they got the Paquito who can actually do that.
Mm-hmm.
No matter where you place this, it's not gonna have problems. Easily dodgeable by a Chrono Dashing Harith, obviously. And on this time around, it should be more of a fight here around the early game. Welcome, ladies and gents. This is game number 2 between Signal Ultra and, of course, LAUS Playbook Esports. It's a big question of whether or not Aspect also is comfortable here with the Granger. Again, we not a good win rate on this hero as well.
Yeah, and you see here Arms and Bimo just playing as expected. They're going to be going as a tandem. They're going to roam. They're going to invade. They're going to make Signal think twice about leaving Janus alone, which is why you saw there the adjustment by Kekodot. Instead of roaming around mid to place traps, get info from there, he can't be alone himself, so he really has to stick around Janus. So at least that Signal Ultra understanding the situation of their draft.
Yeah, I actually like that. At least they have a little bit of respect, at least in that regard. And they're not biting off more than they can chew, especially in this early game, which is super critical here. What I want to see, though, is, again, whether or not these invades are going to be successful as well is a question here for LPE. Because LPE is not foolproof. Their lineup is not easy to make it the win.
Yeah.
You need some really good team fights for it to happen, and that's only going to happen if Signal Ultra decides to group up as well. Right? You can only team fight. You can use the maximum power of the Paquito, maximum power of the Granger if they're actually grouped up. Right?
Yeah. And again, my question here for Signal Ultra is how well is this Zask lineup going to fare without your
Oh,
healer?
man, that's right.
The Estes was just a big part of why they won that match with their Zask, along with the Bruno with that great burst damage. And if you look at the lineup here of LPE with a Paquito, a Granger, Harith, Lo Yi, that can deal a lot of damage to Signal Ultra if they clump up together.
Yeah.
And with how the fights are going to be looking like for Signal, it's going to be messy. It's going to be Uranus doing everything he can to soak up as much as damage as he can as possible. But then
Alright.
up against
Yeah.
the lineup of LPE, the abilities that they have a bit of control as well. Of course, Paquito can interrupt with a knockout punch. The Granger deal a lot of damage. Loyi, of course, the vacuum can disrupt that. I'm just running the scenarios in my head here for team fights. Signal Ultra, outside of them, let's say if they do have their ultimates, they'll be able to whittle down LPE a bit. But if LPE can sidestep that without the ultimates on Signal Ultra, they're sitting ducks, man.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. There's a Zask thing where it's an actually mechanic, right, of Nightmaric Spawn, where you put, if the Nightmaric Spawn's super low, you can just summon it again and it goes back to full. You know that, right?
Yeah.
I know you've faced that a lot on your games.
No,
That's a good way to soak up damage,
Yeah.
right? It's a scary thing to deal with, but the problem is it can get retribution.
true.
That's the thing.
Yeah, wow,
So-
I'm getting war flashbacks when you mentioned that. Like, oh, all the
Right,
times
but
I faced the Zask and
you're-
I wasn't ready.
You're killing the Zask Nightmaric Spawn, then it comes back to full in front of your face. What do you do? Right? So these are the things that we have to think about when we're talking about the Zask here and Signal Ultra, if it can ramp up.
Yeah. Now Rhea here has to be careful. Already forced out the flicker, so that's good news for LPE.
Yeah.
They want to pressure this Uranus as much as possible, but again, because that's the main tank of Signal Ultra. But they also have to find a way to balance that pressure onto the Uranus and Iva DJ's Channel.
The damage here from Imba DJ forces the play here.
Oh,
right,
wow.
Gekadot, that's first blood for Signal, but again, we'll get answered by Bimo. A kill on the bottom side as well happened there, so LPE is definitely going to be ahead, and they will have control of this turtle.
Yeah, good commitment there by Kekodot to continue to play. Other players would have possibly thought the Grox there too close under tower were going to be
Yeah.
risky. But then at that point, yeah, you're the support anyway. Might as well just sacrifice. Might as well just go for it. And it worked out for Signal Ultra. Yes, LP was able to get a kill back, but it went to the Grok. So that
Not-
was a good, fantastic trade and a fantastic start for Signal Ultra.
I'd say so. It's not as impactful as like giving the kill over to, say, the Granger.
Yeah.
Right? So there's still some room for counterplay here for Signal, and we've seen that they do have that deadly combo where you got someone stunned down by Kekedot, then you know what? Imba DJ's got it.
Yeah. In a way, it's still sort of, it's shades of what they brought out earlier. And I like how Imba DJ just committed his ultimate to take down that purple buff. That's a good call. Because I think that's going to be the play now for Imba DJ.
Oh, look at that! Hello, Janice! Jumping for joy there for a different reason. BMO with a great response. Not only did he deny the purple buff, he also got a lot for his team. That's a big diversion on the bottom side. Can they actually do it? Maybe that wasn't the diversion area you wanted to go to. Maybe top side would have been better.
Yeah.
Because that was a Uranus. Come on.
Yeah.
What are you guys thinking?
I say the attempt, give a little bit more room,
Nice
but
try,
he could have gone somewhere else here. And yeah, that was a crucial pick off there by BMO to get Janus, because now this Lancelot is delayed. And they sort of
huge.
traded
Look
out
at
the
this.
delays here.
Oh, look at that. Oh. That's a long way around. Oh,
He wants to join the
he wants to
fight.
join the fight. He wants to be a minion.
Yeah.
I dreamed of being a minion, but now I am a buff on the side. Now it's going to be a big one.
Wow.
Whoa, Biro coming up strong again. An easy knockup. Not even Reyes Uranus can handle it.
That's what boy really
Outside.
knows.
Ryoda as well will be at least answered by Signal, but man, that's just a lot of effort for that kill. Again, that is a that's a Paquito, so it's supposed to buy a lot of time.
Yeah, and I like the trades here happening for both of these two teams. BMO is going to try his best, but I don't think he'll be able to stop it. But
Probably.
he does.
He does. He's got some good damage.
That was so smart. I'll
Yeah.
explain it later, but go ahead, Rock.
And on the bottom side, that's Rhea as well, absorbing some of the damage of that tower, of the hits rather, of Aspect. Tower should fall anytime soon.
Yeah, but
Top side?
a smart play there by BMO, although he just delayed the inevitable there.
Oh,
He
yeah.
used the Guardian's barrier to knock back that siege turret, the siege minion.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit,
Yeah.
and that bought him the time.
That's apparently enough time, and once more, Signal Ultra committing all the resources they have, even their ultimates, to take down the turtle real quick. That will be secured at least by Signal. We got even Stevens almost on the goal despite the 4-2 kill differential. Oh,
this
the
arrow.
dog forced to Purify out of the Harif, and a hit from Aspect from downtown using Death Sonata.
Man, wasn't as bit of an anticlimactic fight, but the teams needed what they needed to get. A great use of the Death Sonata there by Aspect. Great patience by both of these two squads here. Signal couldn't full commit as well because they, as you mentioned, they just used their ultimates to go for their turtle, which is the right call here.
Yeah.
You want to play for objectives and build up your gold as fast as possible because of your double mage lineup.
Yep. And
Triple,
again,
actually.
yeah, you have to maximize this. If you maximize it, you're gonna get all the resources that you want, especially in early game. But it does fall off. This lineup does fall off early on, at least in the mid game.
Yeah.
So you gotta ramp up here, Signal, if you want to get advantages.
Oh!
Oh,
So
man.
close.
Kekedot almost taken out there real quick. Janus, though, way beneath enemy lines. Able to make it out with the puncture. But again, lots of resources being used just to get out of trouble.
Yeah, Arvs thinking that he could meet up Janus there, but no. And now that's what Signal has to watch out for here. Their team fight positioning. Because of the lineup that you're up against, that's a lot of things that could really disrupt you and throw you off of your fight. Again, the vacuum coming in from Lo Yi, the knockup from the wild charge of Grog, Zaman Force, even the ultimate there of the Paquito. Even if just 2 or 3 of them get crowd control, they're gonna get bursted down. Again, this is a very squishy lineup that Signal fielded in this fight. And
Yeah.
Uranus barely has farm to be the pure wall tank he needs to be. Look at Arvs!
He can't solo zoning there by Arvs.
Yeah.
Even Rhea can't withstand the damage output coming in from the LPE lineup, and Arvs he's not even done yet. He's just getting started. Look at the damage output on the tower. They can't deal with it. Diversion on the other side of the map. That's where they went up, tried to go on mid. They knew the turtle was they had taken, but will be secured by Signal.
Oh, LPE trying to
Flicker
go for the
in,
counter
Demo!
punch. Ooh, not getting anyone.
Yep.
Oh, the stun.
Not Christmas every day, as
Yeah.
we say here in the Philippines.
Yeah, it's really hot in our country.
Yeah, so
It
you
cannot
can't
be
expect it to be Christmas all the time.
Yeah. Once you get to Burr months, though, that's like the Philippines buff. As
Yeah.
early as September, it's Christmas already.
Yeah, and stuff happens. Yeah, like
Yeah.
like earlier, BMO is like, yeah, I'm gonna get all of these flicker wild charges in, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's not 100%.
Mhm.
So you gotta also be mindful of your positioning when you activate flicker.
Mm.
That's so important when placing that wild charge in.
Yeah, and one thing I want to go back to here is that with the Calamity Reaper pickup here by Jake the Dog, of course he picked that up early. He already has the Holy Crystal as well. You saw, again, I highlighted how Rhea still cannot be the tank here for Signal, the
Nope,
tank that they
nope.
need. Arves was able to take a lot of his health by himself, but even just a normal dash and then a throw of the ability, of course, with the Calamity Reaper damage increase on the basic attack is too much for Rhea to handle.
Yeah, and again, Jake the Dog is here. Rhea nowhere in sight. That's Aquaboy taking that. Oh, that's a big burst of damage coming out of nowhere.
Ooh.
Seemingly so. Aquaboy with 2. Can he get more? That's going to be a killing spree for Aspect, but will be
so
zoned out
close.
by Imba DJ and as well as Janus. They can go for the chase. That's free down for LPE, man.
Man, that was a big miscommunication there by LPE. But then at the same time, Signal Ultra handled that fight really, really well. Able to go for the counter punch. With 3 down on the side of LPE, this is the momentum shift the Signal is looking for.
What Bimo is it?
Ooh.
What's Bimo doing here? He's just playing around all around the map, and
Doesn't have a flicker anymore
it's
now,
the
though.
BMO field trip, the BMO World Tour.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And let's see how this is
He's
gonna
everywhere.
go. Watch out for Arves, though. He could get a good combo.
Yeah, Arbs, you
Ooh.
don't want to stick around. If you are Signal Ultra, don't want to stick too much.
So close.
Arbs could get 2 and could take the fight from you.
Yeah. And now Signal Ultra has to watch out for those tight spots, because that's where Arves can really catch him off guard here.
Yeah.
And with this turtle fight, Signal Ultra might just be able to take this without a problem.
Yeah, both teams really eyeing that turtle, but rest of Aspect's backup. Way too late to the party. They want to go for the fight. A wild charge. AoEs, a lot of people here from Signal. They take down BMO as well, but that's not bad considering the position they were in.
Yeah, they were able to take out Kekadot. Signal Ultra, though, will be able to walk away with the turtle happy. Still a very close game, but with the Selena out now, though, without their main tank, LPE can just tank, quote-unquote. They can just push us up.
Yeah, they can just use pure firepower. And they kind of blew their diversion. Actually caught Signal Ultra a little bit by surprise. Jazz doesn't know where he's going. Turtle Buff goes out of here. And Ray is forced to back off.
That's all. Though ganks like that, you just gotta accept your fate.
Yeah, there's just no way you're getting out.
Yeah.
Jake the Dog, though, will have to purify at least to get himself out of danger.
Although that's good news here for Signal Ultra, knowing that that is going to be a while until the Purify comes back. My question for them is if they're going to try to look for a situation wherein they're going to force out the Harith in a bad situation where he would have wished that he had the Purify there. But yeah, going back into what we've seen so far the past few minutes, Signal Ultra getting more momentum back. That team fight in the bottom lane was really costly here for LPE. And Signal are just playing this well right now. They're focusing on the objectives, and now we're starting to see the problems the problems that LPE is having with the lineup that Signal fields in here. If you cannot get a good, well-initiated team fight, Signal Ultra has a possibility to punish you for that. Because of your lack of formation, you're just going to get thrown off with the damage that the Zask Nightmaric spawn can bring out, which we saw in the bottom lane here. So now communication and execution here is going to be key for LPE for their team fights. If their wild charge doesn't connect, the communication has to be there that Arves can maybe be the second setup there with the vacuum combination.
Yeah, it's just too much. I mean, Signal Ultra, they should be aware of this all the time. You gotta keep your eyes on Arbs, right? Because he's the guy that's really throwing everything out of the calculation here for Signal. I feel like everything's kind of expectable or predictable, except for Arbs right now.
Yeah.
And Weemo's wild charges, obviously.
Yeah. Heat map in mid. This could be big.
This could be
Diversion.
big diversion on the side. That's a lot of people. Surprise! Surprise! Coming in from LPE. Took down one. Jigsaw could go down here from the fourth row. Follow up quickly by Janus, but that's all the skills out. That's a big Guardian's barrier. Slows down Janus. Fourth row tried to go some dodge some of those attacks and will be successful. But man, Signal Ultra got caught with their pants down around this jungle area.
Yeah, it's like that situation wherein you wish you locked your door, but you didn't, and you just had to accept your fate. As we look at the instant replay, brought to you by Oppo A94. Again, beautiful diversion play here by LPE. With the information that they saw Kekedot and the way he was running, that's a sign that maybe this is where Signal's going.
Funny thing,
diversion.
The funny thing is, I think Signal saw this happening, but they couldn't do anything about it.
Just like,
this is our only way out.
Guys,
let's just walk.
just smile and wave.
It was funny. Wave for the camera, boys.
Wave for the camera. Let's just wait for the respawn.
As you said, at that point,
things happen.
And that's play of the week. By the way, if anyone's editing, just play of the week. One of the plays of the week. First big one that we've seen, which did yield some significant results. So we're going up here around 12 minutes in the game, and the Lord is prime target usually in these situations.
We could see another big diversion play actually with how the teams are positioning right now. The Lord fight getting ready. Let's see if Ryota will split the top lane or if LPE will call for him to just stick around and be part of the fight now.
Yep, this is gonna be the big one, and coming in. I mean, BMO knows this is happening.
Yeah.
He blocked the way, but
they reset.
They reset.
Interesting.
They're trying
choice.
to bait this out, and I think they're thinking about Arvs. Maybe he's thinking about something there on his side. Diversion could have been a possibility. That's why I think Signal were also a bit hesitant to go in, despite there was only like 2 people there. So why are you not going in? They're thinking, right? But no, think about Arvs. Where is the Loyi? Signal Ultra didn't have vision at that point, so they can't go in without knowing.
Yeah. They could just get surprised suddenly by a diversion. One thing they have to watch out for here is if they'll... Oh, there's one play there, though.
Again, on the same spot, but this time around, it's kind of...
Oh.
That was a failed one. What happened there?
That's a bad.
That was a bad miscomm.
Mm.
Huge miscomm there.
They tried,
oh, man.
But now this opens up the Lord for Signal Ultra. LPE, let's see if they'll be able to contest this rock hard.
Yeah, big Lord here. Let's see if it's going to be the Signal Ultra comeback that we can't expect. BMO and Jake the Dog close aspect as well. And Jake the Dog gets it. Oh my gosh. 3v5. No problem whatsoever. They even managed to get out alive.
I feel like Ryota and ours were just like, all part of the plan.
Part of the plan.
that was the play. You guys, we're just gonna make you guys think we got the Lord. But no, that was somehow Signal Ultra. I think they played way too cautiously there. They backed up. That's 5 versus 3, but they backed up.
That's a 4-man diversion. Who are they gonna catch? Apparently nobody. And that was a huge screw up there. I think Signal Ultra is gonna have to reel from that a little bit. Rhea can't escape.
They have the firepower to defend though.
Apparently the Lord can break Guardian's barrier or something. He walked through it. So
yeah.
That's something new. I didn't know that.
Well,
so
the Lord is pretty massive.
Yeah, that's why he's the Lord.
Yeah.
Right. This Guardian barrier, it's made the ice. I'm gonna stomp it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Their dad's laughing at us right now, and kids just going, what are you guys saying?
Here we go here, and a possible fight again. Chang'e's wave clear is just still powerful at this point, right? So it's not gonna be an easy push anytime soon for LPE.
Yeah. That is actually something LPE has to watch out for here. Signal Ultra can counter the push that they go for. If BMO can just survive, if they miss, it's going to be another diversion.
These are such short-range diversion plays.
Just a bait.
And because of that bait, they're going to be thinking each and every one could be a bait. So that's a pretty good mind game here for LPE, who are now trying to squeeze themselves into the jungle area.
Yeah, and with how Signal Ultra are playing, though, I think they're going to be more careful to not give up a position here for LPE to just burst them down.
Yeah.
So we're just going to be seeing Signal Ultra stay on their side of the river, maybe split the side waves if they can, but they're really just going to do minion wave management, and we might not see a big fight until the next Lord, unless LPE do something like this.
Until the next big diversion here.
Yeah.
By Arbs, but will get caught out here. Good damage. Jan's able to make it out, but I think LPE suffered a lot there. That's a problem with Arbs. He's also just super squishy.
Yeah.
And being in the middle of the diversion,
Mm-hmm.
he could go down too, so you gotta be careful.
Yeah, and that was a good call by Imba DJ. To throw that meteor shower right away, and he could have hit nothing. But
Yeah,
then,
not even wait for the target, right?
Yeah, he miraculously was able to just connect onto Aspect, and that stopped LPE's thought of, okay, we're just going to push this fight. We're going to go ahead and push this top lane, and then we're going to go for the chase. Because of how they were split, Aspect was forced to go around that wall in front of the Crammer. So LPE, yeah, they were able to get a few hits there onto Signal, but they couldn't pull off exactly what they needed to. Again, great timing by Imba DJ.
And it's not from lack of trying for LPE. You can see what they're trying to do, right? They're flying all over the map.
Yep.
LPE's doing their very damnedest to get a pick-off, one pick-off, right? But it's just not happening. But then again, it is just like 14, 15 minutes right now. The timers are a little forgiving. Maybe later on when we get to 20 minutes, that's the time where one pick-off could spell the difference between victory and defeat. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, and it might just happen, but Signal Ultra might be the one who'll be on the receiving end of that. Because even if, say, let's say theoretically Kekedot can land that Abyssal Arrow, it will not always be just a go ahead, let's initiate this fight.
Yeah, there's always it's so scary to go in, right?
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for them to push through with that. So it's going to be Signal who need to watch their position, which, you know, to give them the benefit, they have been, and which is why exactly LPE cannot make any plays before this Lord. So they're both teams are now really are just going to be waiting for it. And again, LPE need to have a relatively clean initiate. They can recover because they do have the Harith on their side and the Paquito as well. But if it isn't a clean start, if it's a very messy team fight, Signal Ultra might be the one to benefit from that more because you're up against a Chang'e, you're up against a Zask, and Janus will just be able to capitalize on that as well.
Yep, I think we're seeing a little bit of an attempt here on the top side. They're trying to go for the boss level gank, and they could do something. Ray is actually quite low, forces the flicker out of this guy as well, is pretty big.
Side steps. No flicker, 113 seconds. The Lord spawns in 35. LPE needed to make a play like that just to force out a utility spell from Signal Ultra side here. So now, even more so, they're going to think twice about diving in. Rhea is just going to have to end up being a sponge for this next fight. Now, with this Genius Wand getting picked up here by Imba DJ, that's going to help whittle down the magic defense that LPE has. And Janus also has just picked up the Blade of Despair, so this Lancelot is gonna do a lot of damage. What else do we have here in the items? The Zask already almost complete there. Holy Crystal, Divine Glaive, and then as well as a Clock of Destiny. So again, there's a lot of damage coming out here from the Zask.
Yep, and the Zask is just something that could be. This could be the X factor that we're looking for here for Signal to take that late game finally. Especially if they mess up around the, if LPE messes up around this Lord area. Looking for a big pick. Aspect already used the Rhapsody. Oh, Janus! BMO, what are you doing? That should be illegal.
That is the BMO Classico play, man.
BMO out of nowhere.
BMO out of nowhere. Wild charge. But this turtle is still contested. But with that retribution on the side of Signal Rockhart, this is gonna go to the hands of LPE.
That should be an LPE game. I don't think there's any way around this. Look at that one. Trying to go for that Lord, and there's no resistance. Imba DJ all alone. What's your Meteor Shower gonna do? That would have been a money shot, but not gonna be the case. And here you go. Surprise, surprise. That's two guys in front of you with BMO coming up close.
And look at that. This is the LPE MVP potentially chasing after Imba DJ. I'm not letting you go home.
No,
I'm gonna stick her up.
I can't kill you, but you can't go home.
Even
Guard
with
gets barrier.
Nuh-uh. You want to clear waves? No, you're not going.
Oh,
Watch
BMO,
out.
he wants to go for the kill. No delaying tactics, bro. He wants to go for it. But Imba DJ is just proven to be a nuisance. They can't push. Oh.
And they needed to get that pick off because that was the main tool of Signal Ultra to stop the minion waves. That was started thanks to Aspect being able to get the pick off there with the Death Sonata bursting down Janus initially, but BMO with the icing and cherry on top, man, the Flicker Wild Charge.
Beautifully done. And we just saw him use it on Janus, which was such a critical pick off. It's gonna be the big defense here. Signal Ultra 0-2 is waving. Can they defend?
No.
Could be it. Ray is low. There's no way. Med kill for Aspect already fighting under the turret. That's the last
it.
wild charge of the game. And
That's
that's
it.
Janice out. That is winning. 2-0. LPE against Signal Ultra.
We are now 1-1 in the Coach Octopus era for LPE. But man, again, BMO on that Grok, all reliable.
That was all reliable. You're bringing out that winning moments brought to you by Head & Shoulders. Put your game face on and finally say goodbye to those awkward itch-a-GG moments. Thanks to Head & Shoulders. 100% dander-free and itch-free, and now, mas mabango pa.
Whew. What a great end to that game there. Though it was Signal Ultra with their backs behind the wall, they really just were not giving LPE openings. But then LPE says,